Wretchedly damp start to the cricket season in this part of the world, in Northern Europe. But the sun is shining here. This is all a bit frustrating because we should have had a
problem is in the middle of the order. The top order is pretty good, but again the approach with which the top order wants to go, that will have to be seen leading up to the World Cup. They had an issue against New Zealand just recently where Saim Ayub just couldn't get going, and you'll have to keep an eye on this youngster as well. He's very talented. He walked away from the appeal. That would suggest he was pretty certain of what was happening.
Well, Mark Adair does do that. He gets the ball to shape. It's perfect, and that's what we'll see Naseem Shah doing as well, because I think Naseem Shah has added a dimension to his bowled. That is magnificent bowling. End of the over, the first, 3 for no wicket. That's been picked up on length. Hasn't quite middled this Saim Ayub, but he will get 4. He picked up the early length. It was just marginally short. Not that short, but beautifully played.
If for a moment you felt like he was cramped for space, he didn't have that full flourish, but then those fast hands getting him out of trouble, and although it didn't come off the middle of the bat, who was bowling at 150 clicks, really put him in the fray, and then he got his...
Oh, hooray, he might be out. He might be gone. Rizwan, is he short of his ground? No, the umpire's asked to see this for the third umpire to have a look.
It's a big mix-up. Saim Ayub called Rizwan. It felt initially, when Rizwan responded, quick on that occasion because he got himself too far.
Ooh, this is close.
And even though he's very nimble and his turn was quick, the dive was full stretch.
I think he's gone. I think he's gone. Yeah, Rizwan. Mohammad Rizwan is walking back. That's an early strike for Ireland. Babar Azam, the new bat. Oh, goodness me, that's gone past slip for 4. Ireland, this is a great start by the home side. End of 2 overs, it's 11 for 1.
Saim Ayub played 2 strokes, a play and a miss, and a big heave on the onside, and both those strokes prompted the field, although he...
For the new bat. Beautiful. How good is that? Just an exquisite touch through that straight mid-wicket, and it's gone for 4. Babar Azam with a touch of class.
It's just pure magic from Babar Azam. Was a sublime, just flick of the wrist. You hardly seem to have hit it, and it just raced across this outfield. 2 straight, you could say, but the shot was just top class.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? You just pay the admission. Shot, magnificent shot from Babar Azam. Just one gentle stride down the pitch. And he almost preempted the length of the delivery from McCarthy.
Yeah, how good was that? The ball is jagging around and Babar just shimmy down the wicket, hitting it on the up. It was not a half volley. He lined it up beautifully, and although it's not the usual bowlers, and I mean, what great, wonderful names you just mentioned.
Not half. Picked up on length. Man out there, straight over his head. It's a big 6 for Saim Ayub.
That is really the first one that he's got out of the middle, and it sailed away, probably the longest boundary. 29 for 1 after 5, Pakistan.
From 15 balls, so he's not really in the swing yet. Curtis Camphor is the new bowler. Said he's a little medium pacer. He'll nag away, generally trying to bowl it fairly straight. Short, too short, over the head of that short mid-wicket, and that's 4 for Babar Azam.
It's another of Babar Azam's trademark strokes, that front foot pull. He doesn't really go back and across for these pull strokes. Picks up the length so quickly. You see it went way in front of square. Just came right out of the screws as well. It sounded absolutely beautiful. Look at that, just clearing that front foot, but the weight was still coming on into the shot. And the thump was terrific.
Short.
There's been a lot of talk about Babar Azam moving into the next gear in terms of his Babar dragging it, and Sterling realizes what Babar wants to do, so he's put the two fielders out. But the challenge would be even great for Kempfer against Saim Ayub, because he's had his eye in. Absolutely smashed a six towards the back end of the last over. And coming towards the end of the power play, just one delivery to go. 34 for 1 is the outcome so far. You'd say there was more effort than that, but the outcome is just 36. Oh, beautifully played. How gorgeous is that? Playing it late and just using the pace. Not a bad delivery at all, but beautifully put away by Saim. Power play done and dusted. Pakistan 38 for 1.
And he's carved away immediately. An attempted diving stop. That's Gareth Delaney out at deep cover, but can't get anything on it. And after a conservative power play for Pakistan, maybe the shackles now, with the fielding restrictions loosening, will begin to loosen. As I wish a very good afternoon to Isabel Joyce.
Well, came out of the middle. The placement was good. Carved away, just the width offered, and Gareth Delaney came in attacking the
short ball this time, helped around the corner, and it's going to be helped away very nicely. Won't quite go all the way, but it will be 4 more. 2 boundaries in the over from Young gets us to the end of the 7th. It's 48 for 1.
Immediately on the attack from Saim Ayub. Chance in the deep, but just has the legs to get over Harry Tector there in the deep. Didn't get all of it, but it's going with the wind. He makes use of the conditions for a maximum first ball of White's over.
Yeah, I think it was the googly. You'll see Ben White bowl a lot of these to the left-handers. So he's going to try and get the ball turning away, but it ends up just into the hitting arc. The line not correct from White, and might not quite have been out of the middle, but it had enough to clear the... Slapped away, and you can hear from the roars. Plenty of Pakistan fans in the crowd. This is who they've come to watch. It's Babar Azam. In this format, in any format, he's one of the best in the world. And that's a beautiful stroke for 4.
Yeah, up and over the point fielder here. Far too wide from Curtis Kempfer. He's worrying too much about those straight boundaries into the pitch. Doesn't even have to move, as Gareth Delaney had no chance of cutting that one off. Spin bowler. And it's when he floats it like that things go wrong, because too easy to take him straight down the ground with the pace on the ball. So a disappointing finish for Gareth Delaney, as that one goes for 6. Goes for 10 in the over. After 10, it's 76 for 1.
This one, it's gone a long, long way. Harry Tector can only watch it sail over his head. It feels as though the accelerator is just being pressed. In the case of 2 deliveries, back-to-back maximums, 1 off Delaney. This second off White gets Babar Azam going.
Far too full, right into the swinging arc there as well, in at leg stump. And look at the speed of those wrists. That's why it's gone so far. The acceleration through the ball.
And the low full toss is helped away, and helped away with real class. There's a bit of style from Babar there. Babarlicious, that one. It's 4 to get him into the 40s.
Just eases this one past extra cover. Doesn't try and overhit it. All about the placement here. Much too wide with the field that he's set in play.
This time, Mark Adair can't cut it off, so it's a big over. 3 boundaries come from it. Gets us to the end of the 11th. It's 91 for 1.
A small margin, but it's bigger than you think.
Work to do with the ball here. Has he found a first wicket? Camphor out there. Yes, he has. Might not have looked like the best delivery, but perfectly effective. Ireland desperately needed to break that partnership. And it's Delaney with his wrist spin that provides the breakthrough. It ends a fine effort for the second wicket.
Of 29 deliveries, and now Pakistan 92 for 2. So not really there, didn't get close enough to the ball, and that's why it didn't reach the boundary. Curtis Camphor taking a good catch in the deep, which is one of the more difficult places to hit off the back foot. So Ayub goes for 45.
Is still there. And he will be joined by Fakhar Zaman, who comes in at number 4. Obviously played a lot of his cricket up at the top of the... Looks for some innovation. And that might be the biggest roar of the day. It feels maybe as much like Lahore or Karachi as Dublin right now, as it'll be a boundary to round out the 13th. It's 105 for 2.
Down the pitch goes Babar Azam. And it's 4. I do like the way that Babar is just easily changes gear with his feet. It just comes down the pitch. Have a look at the footwork here from Babar Azam.
Yeah, you can almost feel him just going through the gears, can't you? Not a huge amount of turn on offer, and exceptional.
Now up in the air it goes. Should be gone. Mark Adair takes the catch. He was always underneath it, steadied himself, and that's the end of Pakistan's captain.
Well, the scorecard is going to read: Babar Azam bowled Craig Young, caught Mark Adair. This wicket for me, it belongs to Barry McCarthy. Without that boundary save, the wicket chance wouldn't have happened. Mark Adair is never dropping that. He's Ireland's safest pair of hands in the entire team.
Meanwhile, this is a man who can cause a serious amount of damage. Azam Khan. And
series opener.
Gone. Second ball, Azam Khan. That is a big blow for Ireland. Ben White takes the catch, never took his eyes off the ball, and that is a big scalp who's come for a very short stay.
Well, what an over for Ireland. It's all gone their way. An exceptional piece of fielding from McCarthy brought about the opportunity to get rid of the big one, the big fish of Babar Azam, and then Young freshened him up with the short one, and then not quite as short the second time. It looked like Azam Khan wasn't quite expecting it to come on in the manner in which it did, and all he could do was pick out Ben.
Barry McCarthy, and he strays on that leg side, and he's been put away for 6. It's an area of strength for Fakhar Zaman. That's one of his go-to areas, that deep mid-wicket.
And this is the concern, isn't it, for McCarthy? It's the roll at the death that's the most difficult one. Adair will probably bowl 18 and 20. Tries a little off-cutter. The problem is it's right into the slot. And that is very, very friendly indeed. For
feet. There. That's what you've got to do as a bowler. Now then. They feel he's gone. And Shadab Khan is on the walk back. Shadab knows he's out.
Well, I'll tell you something. I think Barry McCarthy, who thinks he's the best footballer in this entire Ireland squad, has just shown.
Short. Pulled away. That is net bowling to Iftikhar. You can't bowl there to him.
Yeah, just a little bit friendly, wasn't it? Sat up for Iftikhar to get off the mark. They tend to be 3 varieties McCarthy will go to at the death in this second spell in a T20. He'll go to the block hole, he'll go to his leg cutter or his off cutter, his slower ball, or he will think he can get it up north of 140. and go to the bouncer. That wasn't anything like 140 plus. That just set up to be hit, and the gap was very nicely picked to get Ahmed off.
Almost decapitated the umpire. Umpire was down quickly, and it's 4. That was hit like a shell past the umpire.
Pretty much was a bullet, wasn't it, from the bats of Fakir Zaman, and great credit to Mark Hawthorne. Look at how quickly it's a move here. Watch the umpire, not the shots. Well, Craig Young is taking evasive action, so too is the man in pink for Ireland.
Goes inside out. Could be a chance. No, it's not. It's 6 all the way. What an extraordinary stroke that was from Iftikhar.
Yeah, George Dockrell, I think he was teased by this, wasn't he? He felt he was in the game for, well, 90% of its journey towards him. But it shows the power and the brute force of Iftikhar Ahmed. What a shot this is. I don't think Adair will feel as though he's done a massive amount wrong with the delivery. He's looked for the guideline outside. Now it's going to be followed up by 4 more. The first one was power. This is all touch, Alan Wilkins. How good a piece of batting is this? 10 from just 2 deliveries.
Yeah, well, now that puts a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure on the bowler, Mark Adair. So you've gone for 10 in your first 2.
It was the slower ball, wasn't it? The off-cutter from Mark Adair.
Is it gone? Yes, it's been claimed.
McCarthy. Barry McCarthy again. He's everywhere.
Barry McCarthy. That is a spectacular catch. They don't come much better, especially when you have to dive forward. The ball's coming and you feel that you're not going to get there. It's a magnificent catch. How inspirational is this for Ireland?
Left in the first innings.
That is a top edge over. Fine leg for 6.
And this is where you have to feel for a bowler. You've not done a huge amount wrong here. That boundary towards fine leg as that one's gone. Well, it can't be more than, what, 50 metres, can it? And he's just got it up and over. Craig Young is up in the circle, right on the edge of it. Maybe just the line a touch wrong. Needs to get it outside off. Good innovation.
Makes a little bit of room, and that extra room makes it easier to play that shot through third. It's 4.
And now the double-digit overs are coming with ease, aren't they, for Pakistan? They're getting that flourish despite losing wickets with some regularity in the second half of this innings. They are counter.
Iftikhar. Massive blow over square leg. 6 big runs from Iftikhar.
Well, this is a cameo that could be a game-changing cameo. Is it a game-winning one from Iftikhar Ahmed? His strike rate soaring up towards 300. He's gone 6-4-6 from 3 legal deliveries, interspersed by a wide. Well, it was a very friendly off-cut.
Shaheen does a little bit of a waltz after the ball. Iftikhar doesn't want to go back for the second. Shaheen wanted it, so a single off the last ball. And Pakistan, they finish 182